So if I open my index.html file, pretty much like last time, I've got my mouse over graphics here. No links yet. I've replaced the dummy text with just some text I made up, and I've given credit to the photographers on these images now. I replaced the sans serif font with a serif font here. I believe this is Palatino New, if I recall correctly. This font that I'm using to give credit, that I believe is Helvetica New. So I have two choices when I'm kind of moving on from here. I can either build these other pages and then link everything together, or I can make the links and then build the pages. So you might say, well, does it really matter which one we do first? And I mean, I guess it doesn't really, but there is a better choice of the two. There's a more efficient choice of the two. If I go into my folder here, if I duplicate this 5 times for each one of these, or 4 times for each one of these, that's fine. I can do that, and that's a whole lot better than recoding the whole thing. But on each one of those pages, these links would still not exist, and I would need to go in and modify the HTML, add links for each one of these on all 4 additional pages plus the original one. So we're doing 4 times 5, so 20. So I'd have to add in 20 links. I mean, that's not terrible, but there's a better way. If I add the links right now on this page, I'm only adding 4 links. I'm only modifying 4 lines of code, and then all I have to do is duplicate it. And 4 or 20, like sure, 20 is not a big number, but what if my site wasn't just 5 pages? What if it was 20 pages or 100 pages? So you get the idea. So you want to try to work more efficiently and have more efficient practices, even if what you're doing is small scale, because you want to make sure that you're going to do it that way when you're doing it large scale or medium scale, and you typically do whatever is sort of your habit. So you want to build good habits and not bad ones. So let's find our menu. So here's our menu. These are my images. That will be the link buttons, complete with their on mouse over and on mouse out text. And I want to make them links. So I mean, that's really easy enough. I just need to know what I'm going to call them. I'm going to make it fairly simple. Part of the way a web search works, like Google, is it decides which sites are better than others, and it decides which sites to show up, which ones are better than others, partially in how relevant it believes the website is. And how it does that is by what it can read, which is stuff like the text you have. Obviously, you can't really see the images, and also the URLs. So you want your URLs and thus your file names to be related to actually what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and start writing out my link, and let's make this about hyphen cloud hyphen sharing hyphen review dot HTML. So keep in mind, search engines read hyphens as spaces. So it's going to see about, it's going to see cloud, it's going to see sharing, and it's going to see review. So if someone is searching for cloud sharing or cloud review or about cloud sharing, this is more likely to be higher than an equal site that doesn't use that in the URL. There are tons of other things they look at as well. That's not the only thing, but it's one of the things. So you might as well use it to your advantage. And we'll close out the tag. So I'm just going to copy and paste this in front of my other ones, just to save myself a few keystrokes. Didn't mean to add that extra space. So I've got all those. And we'll close out each link or anchor tag. And now I will change the hypertext reference to whatever I think I'm going to name the other one. So, about cloud sharing types, I guess. And this will be cloud sharing reviews. And this will be, this will be contact cloud sharing review. So it's going to see all of those. All of these, every time it says cloud and sharing, it's going to see all of that. And that helps move it up a little bit in the search engine, in addition to many other factors. So now, all of these are links. And of course, right now, they ultimately are broken pages because it doesn't exist. But they will exist as soon as I make them. So I'm going to duplicate this 4 times. There we go. So we've got 4 copies. And I'm going to make them match what I put in there. So, you know, that way it actually can find them. So just Command C, Command V. Oops. There we go. Because it's all about efficiency. Why spend more time? That won't really help you when you can spend less. I guess unless you need that practice, but I think you don't really need the practice for just typing. So we've got all 4. Go ahead and close that out. Saving. I didn't do anything, so it should be okay not to save. So now all the links work. So now I can go in and I can start modifying each page to have the content that I want for that page. Now if you are a little bit behind most people in the class, don't make up all of this custom stuff. In fact, if you're behind a little bit, you probably shouldn't even be doing this set of tutorials. You should probably be doing the slightly less complex ones and not worrying about stuff like mouse overs. But if you are doing this set and you are a little bit behind, don't like make a whole bunch of custom stuff. Just maybe change the headings and then just keep some placeholder text and maybe just switch which image you're using, so that way it's obviously a different page, but you're not wasting the time writing up some text that doesn't really increase your knowledge of HTML. That's it for this one. On the next one, I will have my other pages completed and populated with whatever the content will be on them, and then I will upload it all to a server and show you how to do that.